Thank you for joining us on THV 11. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz, and it's been a beautiful, nice and sunny weekend so far. So I'm going to bring in meteorologist Simone Thomas. Simone, it is a little hot out there, but not as hot as what we saw last week. What's sticking around?
Yeah, Sarah, we got just a touch of relief with a cold front that moved through. It really just helped knock us from more of the upper 90s to the lower to middle 90s. Now, Little Rock recorded a high of 95 today, which means our heat wave is going to continue into day 6. What you need for a heat wave is at least 3 consecutive days of a high of 95 or greater. So July 29th kicked off this heat wave. You see, yesterday and the day before, August 1st and 2nd, we were nearing that 100-degree mark, and we knocked the edge off a little bit with that front that moved through, seeing a high of 95 today. Now, as we look ahead towards tomorrow, likely going to get that tally up to 7. We're expecting a high of 95 again. We'll start out in the morning in more of the lower 70s. Partly cloudy overnight, becoming more mostly sunny throughout the day tomorrow, and it's going to get even hotter over the coming days. I have that 7-day outlook for you coming up in a few.
Developing tonight, a homicide investigation continues in North Little Rock. Yesterday, officials at the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office responded to a report about a dead person who was found partially buried in a wooded area. This was near Vaughn Road. Authorities have not yet shared the victim's identity, but anyone with information is asked to contact the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. The Parkview Baptist Church in North Little Rock was destroyed in the March 2023 tornado. Now, almost a year and a half later, they have a new place to worship thanks to an incredible act of kindness. THV 11's Carter Thweet has the story.
When we got down to the church, just right here at MacArthur and Military, it was just like a bomb had gone off, complete destruction.
Senior Pastor Brian Shepard of the Parkview Baptist Church says his church was totally unprepared for the destruction of that day. For the next couple of weeks, they tried to make do.
The first Sunday after the tornado, we had church in the parking lot over there, and I thought it was very important for us to be there to see where we're coming from. And so the next Sunday was Easter, which we were completely unprepared for, being that we didn't have a building.
However, help arrived in the form of the nearby Amboy Baptist Church. They invited members of Parkview Baptist into their larger sanctuary, with Amboy members in the smaller one. And then an idea started to form.
We had to kind of face reality of what was going on in our own small congregation, and so we, have to open our doors to Parkview, behind the tornado that they had experienced.
With Amboy's numbers declining, the two congregations decided to merge. They'll now meet in the old Amboy building, but under the Parkview name. It's bittersweet for the old Amboy members, but they feel it's the right thing to do.
It's just a name. That's a name. We're still a church. And so if it's called Parkview, so be it. We just want to do God's will, in this location.
That led to this event. Members of both groups gathering Saturday afternoon to celebrate Parkview's new home, but also to remember and honor the Amboy Baptist Church.
On one hand, we have a new building, but we also have to be mindful of the Amboy people that are coming and being with us, that, some of these people have been members 60, 65 years.
In North Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Pastor Shepard says the old Amboy building still needs some fixes, but says they're already hosting combined services there and are excited about what's to come. THV 11 is your back to school central, and now many parents, including members of St. Mark Baptist Church, are doing their part to make sure students are ready to go back to class. The school year is beginning for some schools, and earlier today, St. Mark Baptist Church held their annual back to school health fair, which included many things like free immunizations.
Man, the need is great. We've got kids here getting physicals. We got football players here getting screenings, immunization, vitals. All of that is taking place today. At the conclusion, may they get a backpack filled with school supplies, and that's the blessing right there, that we're helping the parents for those in need.
Most of this was able to be done through the help of many volunteers as well. And sticking with back to school, earlier today, it was all about family and fun, with many kids here in Little Rock signing up for different youth sports events that'll all take place during the next school year.
It's to encourage young people to stay involved in positive activities before going back to school. And so we're giving away free school supplies, we have free food, and we're having free volunteer sign-ups today.
Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission hosts events not only during the King holiday, but year-round to keep families involved, engaged, and inspired. In a THV11 update tonight, the Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against TikTok for allegedly violating the law by collecting data on children under the age of 13. TikTok, with 170 million users in the U.S., is accused of violating the law by allowing kids under 13 to create accounts that interact with adults on the platform. The Justice Department alleges that TikTok collected and retained the personal information of kids without getting parent permission. TikTok's owner is challenging that new law, arguing it's a violation of the First Amendment. It all could ban TikTok by January 19th. Former President Donald Trump is taking the stage in Atlanta today for a rally with his VP pick, J.D. Vance. Meanwhile, Natalie Brand has more as Vice President Kamala Harris, the presumptive Democratic nominee, is busy this weekend as she works to choose her vice presidential running mate.
Former President Donald Trump returns to Georgia Saturday to rally in the pivotal state he lost to Joe Biden in 2020. Trump is holding Saturday's event with his running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, just days after Vice President Kamala Harris rallied at the same Atlanta arena.
He took a bullet for this country and didn't miss a single day of work. Now, he did that in 1 month. Just imagine what he's going to do with 4 more years. Ain't that right?
CBS News has learned that Harris, who has secured enough delegate votes to win the Democratic nomination, is holding meetings this weekend with the top prospects for her VP pick.
We are going to win this election.
The contenders include Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. Next week, Harris is slated to travel to 7 battleground states with her new running mate.
I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage.
Tuesday in Atlanta, Vice President Harris challenged Trump to debate, but now there's debate over when and where it will happen. Trump overnight on social media said he'll debate on Fox News on September 4th. The Harris campaign says it will stick with the ABC debate scheduled for the following week, previously agreed upon by Trump before President Biden exited the race. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.